We have just discussed some of the information, comfort, and safety devices that are commonly found in a motor vehicle that are essential when operating your vehicle. We explained where these devices are usually found, what they do, and how you operate them. Again, different vehicles have different devices and different locations for these devices. Just to recap and make sure that you're familiar with the locations of all of these devices, let's look inside a vehicle and find where they are. The steering wheel. Hopefully you know where this is. If not, then we could have a problem. Adjusting the steering wheel. The steering wheel adjustment lever for this vehicle is located directly beneath the steering wheel. A simple tug or pull of the lever releases the wheel so that you can adjust as you like. The gear selector lever. In this car and many other cars, it's located in the center console. Some other vehicles and trucks may have a lever attached to the right of the steering column that changes the gears. Most gear selectors are ordered from forward to back, park, reverse, neutral, drive, and then maybe some other gear like low, manual, overdrive, intermediate, or something else. The parking brake. In this vehicle, there is a foot pedal that is depressed to engage and disengage the parking brake. Other vehicles may have a lever located in the center console. The lever is pulled up to engage the parking brake and then requires a little tug and the press of a button at the tip of the lever to disengage the brake. Cruise control. In this vehicle, cruise control is located on the steering wheel for easy access. Most cars will have cruise control on the steering wheel so that the driver does not have to take his or her hands off the wheel to operate. Most cruise control systems have an on-off, set, and resume feature, but you should check your owner's manual for your specific cruise control instructions. The ignition switch. The ignition on this vehicle is located on the dash of the car, right next to the steering wheel. Many cars will also have the ignition switch located on the right side of the steering column. The accelerator pedal, or commonly known as the gas pedal, is always on the right side of the driver's foot area, as in every vehicle, and there are no exceptions to this rule. It's always on the right side of the driver's foot area. The brake pedal. This is always in the center of the driver's foot area. As we mentioned earlier in this session, some automatic transmission vehicles will also have what is called a dead pedal, which is a flat rubber pedal on the floor to the left of the driver's foot area. This is simply designed as a convenient place on which the driver can rest their left foot while driving, because the brake and the gas pedal are only operated by your right foot. You never use your left foot to brake or accelerate. The mirrors. The mirrors are always in a standard location, with the rear view mirror inside the car in the center, usually mounted to the windshield, and the side view mirrors on the left and right, usually mounted at the top front edge of each car door. The device that allows you to adjust your mirrors is usually located on the door or door handle, like in this vehicle, or in the center console. It may be electronically or mechanically controlled, depending on your vehicle. The seat belt. All seats in all modern vehicles have a seat belt. Make sure you buckle up every time you drive, and make sure your passengers do the same. And remember, it's the law. Airbags. Depending on the age and make of your vehicle, you may or may not have airbags. As of 1995, it was mandated that all cars sold in the United States have both front driver side and front passenger side airbags. The number and type of airbags will vary from vehicle to vehicle. You could have front driver side, front passenger side, side or curtain airbags, and even knee airbags. Some vehicles even now have inflatable seat belts. Your car will have indicators that it has airbags. For front driver's side airbags, there is usually an icon that looks like an inflated airbag or the actual word airbag on the steering wheel or on the dash close to the steering wheel. For front passenger side airbags, there's usually the same airbag icon or again the word airbag on the door of the glove compartment or the dashboard above the glove compartment. There may also be a light indicator for the driver or passenger side airbags, and there may also be a small fabric tag sewed to the seam of the driver's or passenger's seat. Head restraints, also called headrest, will be located exactly where you would think, near your head and at the top of the seat. Like we explained previously, adjust your headrest so that the top of the headrest is lined up with the top of your head. The horn. The vehicle's horn is always located somewhere on the steering wheel for quickness and ease. It is usually directly in the center of the wheel. Sometimes it may be a button along the edge of the center of the steering wheel. The turn signal lever. The turn signal lever is always attached to the left side of the steering column. Remember, push up to signal right or pull down to signal left. Door locks. In most modern cars, there's usually a button located either on the door handle, or somewhere in the center console, which you press to unlock and lock the doors. Older model cars may simply have a latch along the window ledge at the back top of the door that slides up and down to unlock and lock the door. Hazard flashers. In this vehicle, the button for the hazard flashers, or emergency flashers, as some call them, is located on the center of the dash. It is marked with a red triangle, the universal symbol for warning or hazard. The location of this device will vary from vehicle to vehicle, and it could be a button or maybe even some sort of push-pull mechanism. Your hazard flashers can come in handy when there is an emergency or special situation, so if you cannot find it, check your owner's manual for the location. Vehicle lights. The device for turning on your lights may either be a dial, a lever, or a series of buttons depending on your age and make of your vehicle, and its location may vary. A popular location for light controls is on the dash to the left of the steering wheel. That is the location in this vehicle. Be advised that many new vehicles have an auto setting that prompts the lights to automatically illuminate when the outside light dims, meaning you do not have to remember to turn on your lights when it gets dark. In case you wanted to know, there is a light sensor at the top of the dashboard that triggers this to happen. Windshield wipers. The windshield wipers are always controlled by a lever or wand on the right side of the steering wheel, like the one in this car. The wiper settings may vary from vehicle to vehicle. All cars have the standard moderate continuous and fast continuous settings, but many may have what is called an intermittent or interval group of settings. These settings allow you to trigger the wipers to wipe at a special interval, usually based on some meter of time, like every 1 second, 2 seconds, etc. Most drivers use the interval settings when it is only lightly raining, when the windshield does not need to be continuously wiped. By the way, most cars allow you to activate the wipers just once or in short bursts to wipe the windshield on command by either pulling back on the lever, pushing down on the lever, or twisting backwards on the lever. Most cars also allow you to spray the window with washer fluid by pressing a button at the end of the lever or by giving the lever a little twist. There may also be a control setting for the rear window wiper if your vehicle has one. Check your owner's manual for all of the details. The hood release. The hood release is usually a spring-loaded handle that is located on the left of the steering wheel. Suffice it to say, this control device can vary in type of mechanism and location from vehicle to vehicle. The trunk release. The trunk release is usually located near the hood release. It could be a button or handle depending on your vehicle. FYI, some vehicles even have a glow-in-the-dark hanging handle on the inside of the trunk in case you somehow get locked in your trunk. Heater and air conditioner controls. 9 out of 10 times, the heating and air conditioning controls will be located underneath or somewhere close to the center air vents. These devices can vary drastically from car to car. Some might be controlled by a dial, a knob, a button, might be analog or digital, a sliding mechanism, or even touchscreen control. Some may allow you to set to a specific temperature, and some may only be color-coded, red for hot and blue for cold. And some may even allow you to set to a specific passenger area inside the car. In case we needed to say it again, check your owner's manual for all the operating instructions for your heat and air conditioning. Power windows. Your power window controls will usually be located either on the door or door handle, like in this vehicle, or in the center console. Older cars, or sometimes larger cars like trucks, do not have power windows. In these cases, you will have to hand crank or wind an actual control handle. Seat adjustment controls. Your seat adjustment controls, depending on the age and make of your vehicle, will either be located underneath or on the side of your seat. They will either be mechanical or electronic. They will allow you to move your seat forward or backward and to change the angle of the back of your seat. Some cars even allow you to raise or lower the height of your seat. Again, check your owner's manual for more details. Throughout this video, we use the phrases, check your owner's manual, depending on the age and make of your vehicle, and may vary from vehicle to vehicle. That's because you should become familiar with the control devices of the vehicle or vehicles that you will be driving. They might be different from your friend's car or from your family member's car. All cars' control devices are slightly different. Generally, most automakers will try to stick to the conventional placement and mode of operation for these devices. But as cars become more and more advanced, the more and more advanced might become the car's control devices.